again, I'm Tom and this is Real 6 Strings Guitar Mini Lessons. Today we're going to be working on the very first guitar lesson you need when you're getting started, which is going to cover a couple of chords, how to move between them, and a basic understanding of strumming patterns. The first thing we need to know is how to make up our first chord, which is going to be an E minor. So to understand this diagram, what we need to understand is that this one here, on this side of the guitar, the thinnest string is string number 1. And this one over here, the thickest string, is string number 6. So if you ever need to count up to them as we're working, you can pause the video, you can count up to it, you're just getting started. And then the same, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and so on and so forth. But we're not going to go up that far just yet. So when we're looking at this diagram, we're looking at it as if we were looking at a guitar like this. So you've got to understand that the 6th string is on the far left of the diagram, and then the 1st string on the far right. But take your time if you need to make sure that it makes sense to you. Okay, so first things we need to do, we need to find our 2nd fret and our 5th string. So our 5th string on our 2nd fret there with our index finger, and then we're going to be putting our middle finger directly beneath it on the 4th string, also on the 2nd fret. And that is our E minor. Give it a strum, see how it sounds. Perfect. Okay, and then what we're going to be doing from there to get to our next chord is moving both of those fingers down by a string. And that's going to make our A sus2. Get used to transitioning between those. Just a strum on each. If they're not quite ringing out, you can just make sure you're pushing down a little bit harder. See if they can ring out. And also, if you're a little too far back, it's a lot harder to push down. So if you're a little bit closer to the fret, it can make things a little bit easier. But just get used to moving between those. And when you are, we're going to do 4 down strums on each to get started. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, and so on and so forth. Take that round as many times as you can, loop it as much as you can. So with that, you can play it as slowly as you need to make sure that you give yourself time to move to the next chord, because the time in is the important part. But take it at your own pace. You've got plenty of time. So once you're used to moving between those, we're going to take the strumming pattern a little bit further. So when we're strumming down, we've got to bring our arm back up in order to strum down again. And all we want to make sure we're doing is we're using that space whenever we want to. Okay, so we're going to add the and after 2. So when we're singing it as 1, 2, 3, 4, we're then going to have an up strum after the 2 that we're going to hit. And all that's going to be is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Change. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the important thing there to notice is that all 4 of them down strums are happening at the exact same rate, and that up strum is happening directly in between the 2 and the 3. The 2 down strums that we have, the up strum is happening in between. And when you're used to that one, and you've got the 1, 2, and 3, 4 down, we're going to add it so it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Quite a common strumming pattern, and it's a great one to get started with because it still gives you time to change. So run through the 2 of those as much as you can. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Change. 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 Perfect. Well done! That covers everything you need to get started. Make sure you're practicing for 5-10 minutes a day just when you're starting out to make sure you're seeing some improvement. So this is a really new idea for the channel. I'm doing some smaller lessons to cover those really fundamental little points to help people move forward, but in a really compact video. So if there's anything that you want to see, anything that you're not sure about, any concept whatsoever that you'd like to see a video on, leave it in the comments and I'll be very happy to make up a video moving forward. Okay, so like the video, really helps out. Please subscribe to the channel, it'll go a really long way. Very best of luck with the practicing, and I'll speak to you in the next one.